It's time for some
What the
Oh, that's fucked up, ain't it though? Now listen, not just because I could be misogynistic at times, and just because I might feel like by slapping a bitch in the ass, it's a good way to tell her that you did a good job and that I appreciate you. Now that doesn't mean that I necessarily want them hurt or I want them earning less or that I don't respect them. So take that into consideration when I say this. But there's this feminist lady who created pussy hats for the Women's March. Now I didn't watch it. The only thing I heard about it or looked up about it was when I saw that they had more of a turnout in D.C. than the fucking presidential inauguration did. But I guess the woman who created this thing was thinking that they see the word pussy as being derogatory, which I know it doesn't sound very cute. Pussy doesn't sound, I mean, it can sound sexy, but who's to say what sounds sexy when a bitch is moaning something like "fuck my pussy"? Like I guess it does kind of sound kind of gross. It makes you look at fucking porn a whole different way. At least it just seems ridiculous. Now, but then again, you can't really say vagina. Do you want to enter my vagina? Like it just still doesn't sound right. So it just sounds like fine china. When I think of that shit, think about the fucking plates and shit that my grandma kept behind the fucking glass that we never ate off of. I mean, never. Special occasions, we still had fucking paper plates because it meant less fucking dishes to wash. Anyway, so this lady creates what are just pink kitty hats, little kitty cat hats. And of course, using the play on words pussy and pussycat, so pussy hat. I was very misled, and I was really hoping for like these disgusting pictures, with little, with pubes around the fucking center, kind of almost doubling as a fur coat, because I know it's cold out there, and it's hard to reach, in the naughty areas and tidbits, but nothing like that. It was a fucking pink hat, and in a way, I kind of appreciate them trying to take the word pussy back, kind of how niggas are trying to take the word nigger back, but really, you can't erase what's been thrown out there. Other than, try to make it your own. So, go on, girl. Make sure you don't get too cold wearing your pussy hat out there. Letting everybody pet it. Because that is, in fact, some hoisms. What the
Oh,
that's fucked up, ain't it though? So one of the most fucked up things that I remember seeing on YouTube, and apparently it's been a craze, so other people are fucking trying to do them too. Oh, and you've seen them all around. You might even see them on your Instagram and Snapchat. It's fucking makeup tutorials. Like, bitch, I need to see how the fuck you kick the fuck up and become another one of these alternative facts, because that's just false advertising and it's bullshit and I can't stand that shit. Anyways, they have fucking domestic abuse tutorials. Meaning, how to hide domestic abuse makeup tutorials, which, I guess in a way, it's a good thing. And it started, I guess, in the Middle Eastern countries, because obviously you'd have to be presentable. But even then, so what? It doesn't even make any sense. If you're fucking hiding behind that fucking sheet cloth, why the fuck does it matter? People can see your fucking bruises. I guess just so you don't see it yourself. You're not reminded of it unless you touch it and you press on it. But I just thought that was so ridiculous in the fact that we have these tutorials, which, mind you, can be helpful, but it's just kind of it's almost like as if it's condoning the abuse. And I feel like any time a bitch does that, it just kind of, it's that you're hiding the problem. You're sweeping it under a rug. You're layering it on with fucking primer and fucking base paint and all the other shits that I don't fucking know, that I can't recognize. I just know is mad expensive and fuck you Ultra, fuck you Mac. But it's almost like if ever some feministic shit or some shit to be a feminist over, it'd be that kind of thing. Like I said, 'cause it's almost as if it's condoning it. But then again, who's to fucking get mad at the fact that someone has a video on how to tie ties? And even though I don't ever have to tie ties, but when it's a special occasion, I might click on that video to be able to show me one more again how it is that I can fix myself up. So in a way, I say it's helpful, but another way, I just feel like it's dragging women down in the essence, because again, it's just something that we can easily cover on. And you know what? And the only way I would respect you as a feminist, if you're the type that fucking doesn't wear makeup, which all those bitches were caked up, at least ready for picture time. You ain't ever gonna see a bitch look her truest and realest, because thank God for filters. But all that shit, alternative facts. All that shit is fake. All that shit is some cover up that really, can you be mad when it becomes a norm and becomes a thing? Just how, I feel like, and thank God I don't have a little girl, but if I were to, that bitch is going to be wearing pants all the time. I don't ever want her being comfortable wearing fucking chonies or some little skirt, or, her half of her ass be hanging out. Mind you, I do enjoy looking at such things, but that doesn't mean that I can, or I really can't, because I don't get smacked the fuck out in public, shanked. But it's just Don't do it to yourself. At least, and really don't support such things. I mean, if you really care and you really wanted to make some kind of impact, you wanted to show other women that they don't have to continue with this thing that's become commercialized and that they want to shove down our throats, like commercial holidays, aka Valentine's Day. That's one of the most expensive, I think, underneath. Actually, no, I think more so. It's up to a fucking Christmas. Again, it became a commercialized thing because they want to sell you shit. And they want the person that's selling you shit to feel jealous. Other people are, in fact, jealous of other people getting other shit and just creates a fucking commotion. And if you ever thought you were saving money and you're not going to use that fucking credit card, you good fucking luck to you because you got to make weight. What the fuck? That's fucked up, ain't it though? Noticias. Yo, one of the most fucked up things you could ever go through is something that you have no control over. So it's especially for a woman who, let's say, has to work in endangered environments or just has to deal with hostile people, like all the more risk and definitely all the more fear just because you know how aggressive someone can be. And especially when they're in no good circumstances, it's just so like fucked up and no limit to someone's fucking vengeance. And they say that hell hath no fear like a woman scorned. So there was a situation where supposedly an ex-girlfriend of someone who had just got married had plotted to have the new wife raped. And what she had supposedly did was that she had put an ad on Craigslist and pretty much said that she had like a rape fantasy. And that's kind of like a hot button to hit. And for anyone to have for you to tell some creep that's fucking searching online for fucking anonymous sex to supply or to reply or to assist with this rape fantasy, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a shitload of fucking takers. And that's what this bitch pretty much prevailed on, knowing that there was going to be mad motherfuckers waiting in line to rape a bitch. Consensual, of course, which, you know, would just allow you to be able to live out that fantasy. Because that's the one thing that we need, right? Without it being actual rape, is consensuality or however that shit goes. So anyways, so that's just fucked up in itself. And they had gotten the bitch arrested. You know, they showed the emails and, you know, how she had plotted. Well, turns out that whole situation was a hoax. And that the new wife of the gentleman was, for some reason, pinning it on the ex. And apparently she might have been pinning on the ex because right now the ex and the husband are currently going through a dispute over owning some kind of condo here in Phoenix. And I guess they live in California, so she had to escape back here, then had to be exonerated and all this bullshit. But long story short, it was the fucking wife who actually set up these rape fantasy shits. So it takes a real twisted fucking turn because not only is it fucked up just in case they actually get away with it, I mean, the fact that you were big enough of a freak to put that on the table, because what if they would have succeeded? Supposedly the police got there in time to see her ripped clothes and a redneck. They didn't mention whether they got to penetrate or not, but either fucking which way, how close and dangerous is that shit for that to pop off? And it would have almost seemed, I mean, and it's fucked up to think that a bitch would plot against another bitch to have this done too, but it would almost make sense, like I said, because of the case proceedings and, you know, that ongoing fight and just, I'm pretty sure, animosity that, you know, if not soon after, then right after, you know, breaking up, you know, your dude gets married and you're probably still stalking him on Facebook and, you know, all that bullshit, which is just one of the reasons especially why I can't stand social media, just because it leaves too easy of an access for people to fucking see your past. And not only that, but fucking interact with it. And not only that, but to make that a part of their own fucking lives, and it shouldn't be that way. Because if you're starting a relationship, not only should shit just be forgiven, or I mean, at least not forgetting it, if not at least forgotten, at least just brought out the fucking way. Because why consume yourself with all that anger and all that sadness that came from before, whether or not that had anything to do with you? You know, just the fact that you guys shared something prior before. But regardless, I'm still tripping out that it was the fucking wife that did this shit. And apparently this bitch had also faked being pregnant, because she had faked the pregnancy and then made supposed threats from the ex, saying that she was going to kill her and her unborn child, where, again, this bitch was just either trying to pull it all, keep a nigga baby trick, or at the very least, you know, just make it all the more known how much and prone she is to becoming a victim. In this case, she's a survivor. But, I mean, the fact that she fucking did that shit just boils up so much fucking trust issues in me that I wouldn't know how to fucking proceed. I mean, this bitch that you married, not only try to get your ex on the bus, and it's not even about having love for the ex, it's just more about having respect for the person that want to drag him on the bus. Now, I can understand the bitch owed you a few dollars. I mean, I might do some shifty for a little piece of change, but just the fact that, I don't know, if that's just not involved, if, parties in separate ways, if you're in a legal dispute with, owning a fucking house, I mean, that's just the contract you signed. I mean, the fact that you weren't even married with the bitch, I mean, you should have really known the risk factors in that part. But I mean, for the wife to do that and to put herself in her own type of danger, I mean, that would almost let me know that she might have wouldn't mind a random dick or 2 or 5, and then of course filing a police report and trying to blame it on another bitch. Like, it just, the shit that's a part of the plot is just too ridiculous to ignore and really to have any fucking hope for. So I mean, I really hope that this cat, that they get through it. The husband's name was Ian Diaz, and then the wife, Michelle Diaz, and then the actual victim, who was the bitch, who was the ex, who all this shit got blamed on, her name is Michelle Susan Hadley. And she's a beautiful little Juanita, and it broke my heart that she had to be thrown in this shit. But I mean, it's funny that the fucking wife was still holding feelings. Like, bitch, what the who that? That's fucked up, ain't it though? Noticias. All right, so then another little series of unfortunate, shitty events. During an undercover marijuana sting at a South Florida school, a teenage boy who had began to fall in love with someone who he had thought was just another teenage bitch turned out to be an undercover police officer, who then later arrested him for selling her marijuana that she asked him to obtain for her. And it is a featured story on something called The American Life back in February 10th. And it pretty much went around this 18-year-old boy, Justin LaBoy, L-A-B-O-Y, an honor roll student who went to Park Vista Community High School in Palm Beach, Florida, had got caught up and mixed up with this 25-year-old woman who was posing as a fucking high school senior, which kind of almost reminds me of Never Been Kissed. But this bitch tried to find, a deeper, sexual something harassment story. I forget what the fuck it was. I remember Drew Barrymore and her fucking falling in love and then trying to get them together at the fucking very end of it. But this bitch was, on a mission. But I feel like fucked up because I'm wondering, what if he was just, thought he was gonna get some pussy and, went through the trenches, fucking went to the, I don't know, what are the cool kids hang out? The fucking, not the patio, but the bleachers, getting high and him having to fucking deal with all that fucking mess. Well, it turns out the teen is not the first that, to be caught in an undercover sting, nor was the case the first to raise questions about the tactics used by that undercover police officer. Now, in Brooklyn, New York, a 19-year-old student was charged with receiving stolen property after buying an iPhone from an undercover police officer in December. Now, the New York Police Department set up the operation to target people buying and selling stolen electronics. Now, it's fucked up if you're getting in trouble for buying the fucking shit because you're using your actual fucking cash. But I mean, I guess they got to be able to tie the loop somewhere. Anyways, they tricked the motherfucker into purchasing the phone after the undercover police officer told him that he needed money to, feed his daughter for Christmas. So it just, I don't know, tactics like that. Like, I feel like even though they're working, they're targeting the bad folks, or they're not getting the bad folks. They're getting the motherfucking possibly innocent bystanders that are just, trying to do what they can. And I don't know, whether you're dealing with stolen shit, I mean, obviously, the motherfucker that's stealing this shit should get caught up. And if he, comes down saying, well, I got it from so-and-so, then I can understand that. But don't try to bring innocent motherfuckers and drag them along because they were dumb enough to listen to your fucking ass. All right, so that's going to fucking conclude today's What the fuck? Who this? That's fucked up, ain't it though? Noticias. All right, so if you don't already feel old when you either see your kid know more about how to handle the TV or some little toothpick bitch in the bathroom taking pictures with 20 of her friends but really only focused on her, then you definitely finna feel old when I hear some of these songs that just turned 20. And it was definitely fucking bruised the ego because I had to have been, and forgive me for aging myself, but about, 7, 8, 9. And I remember like hearing these joints like on the school bus, back when the school bus used to play the fucking public radio, where there was like one, top Billboard 100 radio station, and they played everything. That'd be your only chance to ever hear some hip hop. I was kind of in a ghetto rural area at the same time. when it was transitioning around this era. So I got to experience fucking sets of both. But one of the songs, and y'all please get your Googles ready, The Verve, Verve, they had a song called Bittersweet Symphony. And I remember looking at the video, just, the slow motion of this one little emo dude just fucking pushing like damn 30,000 people while he's fucking walking through New York or whatever, city shit that they were in. You fucking still remember the song in movies, and I can't think of shit now, but they've reused it, and the fact that it's been sold and has so many things, I'm pretty sure it's made its money back in royalties, because I don't remember hearing shit from them. Matter of fact, when I hear the name, nothing fucking correlates. But you Google the bitch, it pops right the fuck up. Another song that turns 20 is Biggie's Mo Money, Mo Problems. This is back when he went by the Notorious B.I.G. And you remember the fucking shiny suits and Puff Daddy being all up in the videos, all up in the whatchamacallits. Another song that just turned 20, and y'all have to remember this shit. Hanson. They only had one fucking song before they all went fucking solo and Christian, and you definitely never heard him after that. The fucking song, Bop, nah. And I'm not gonna fucking play it because of copyright infringements, although I wish I could, especially for this next song that just turned 20. And I can't even say the name of the band, but Chumbawamba, Chumbawamba, and the song was called Tub Thumpin'. And if you ever remember, man, I wish I could fucking play it. I get knocked down, but I get up again. But motherfuckers ain't gonna let me down, or some shit like that. I know you had to fucking remember that song. If you don't, how dare you? And who raised you? Another song that fucking turned 20 that definitely was like a big deal, at least to punk people maybe, definitely to me, was the Foo Fighters, Everlong. And I'm not too sure if this was like right after the death when Kurt Cobain had died, but him, and I'm forgetting his fucking name, the lead singer of Foo Fighters, I just remember Dave Knowles. I think it's Dave Knowles, something Knowles, because I remember seeing him hook up again when with Tenacious D, and it's kind of who got Jack Black into shit, because I don't know if they were homies and just put him in the videos, but this is when when Dave took on his own thing, and it still kind of sounds like Nirvana but pop enough to to be able to to become a hit. And they had a lot of shit since then, and I remember, I can't remember what the last album I bought from them, but definitely dope, definitely up there with Chili Peppers, definitely on that exterior things. Another song by a band called Blur. The song was Song 2. And this is the thing I was mentioning earlier when you hear that. No. This song goes, and you've seen this shit in movies, or you heard this shit in movies where it goes, woohoo! Dum, 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 dum. Definitely a fucking classic. And I didn't know the lead singer from this band, Blur, is also the lead singer of the Gorillaz. But as soon as you fucking hear it, you're like, oh shit, that's him. And of course, a little Google search or two, and you'll figure that shit out. Another one that it's funny how much they wrote on the coattails of this song, maybe some other song. I forget what song they had on Shrek, but Smash Mouth, the "You Got Me Walking on the Sun," like it was just one of those. It was the time when rap and hip hop were fucking blending, and Limp Bizkit didn't fuck it up yet. Another song was that just turned 20. It's Third Eye Blind, Semi Charming Life. And this is the one where it goes the do 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 do, and you would have never fucking thought it, because they're supposed to be more alt rock, but this is just that one fucking hit that got him into stardom. Another song turned 20, definitely fucking real graphic, and you wouldn't know. I didn't know that they fucking said these words, but by a group called Marcy Playground, and it was a song called Sex and Candy. I remember hearing this shit just forever, because it goes, I smell sex and candy. Fucking weird fucking track. But goddamn it, if that's not a pedophile theme song, besides the ice cream truck theme. Another song that just turned 20, and fucking A's unknowing, and fucking A, they're actually back. The group Aqua with the song Barbie Girl. And man, was this every Material Bitches Life's theme song. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Fucking A. Oh, what it does. But anyways, another song that just turned 20 was Sugar Ray's Fly. And again, And if I remember, I forget what rapper was on it. I think it was like Sizzla or some bullshit fucking reggae artist. But it was, again, one of those times where they're really melting, just blending of fucking genres, and they tried to ride that coattail for as long as they could. But, you know, whatevs. Another song that turned 20. I remember discovering them, shamefully, unshamefully, because I'm a fan of the movie. I mentioned earlier, fucking from Clueless. The Mighty Boss Tones, they had that song, the Impressions That I Get. And one of the things I loved about just seeing this guy's performances is just he just always looked like he was pissed. And, you know, they called it skanking, the little dance that they did. And it wasn't, you know, like your typical hoisms. It's just like when you kind of kick your feet. You know, Aquabats tried to bring it back with... whatever the fuck that music was called, not reggae. It's like a reggae pop kind of thing. I forget what ska music. My bad. This was like the originators of that, and just fucking seeing his blood vessels want to fucking pop with the impressions that I get. Oh, another bitch to choke over is Mariah Carey, because this is back when she looked white and you didn't know she was black. You know what I'm saying? And the song Honey, which remember I had to relook at the video because I was like, how did that go? And you know, my fucking Noel would have gone on my ass about fucking not knowing how the hell the theme of that goes, because I remember they sampled for some other track. But anyways, full damn near blown out movie. Fucking Eddie Murphy was in the video along with that Jufro looking dude from Wedding Singer, the guy who played the brother-in-law. Anyways, fucking classic. Another one, Savage Garden, I Want You. Again, this is kind of like when this is back, you know, when Matchbox 20 ruled, and, you know, pop was alt pop like that. And we had fucking shits from another bitch called Meredith Brooks with Ita, my goodness. And she had a song called Bitch. And if you remember the song, and I don't know if, I thought it was Alanis Morissette, because I remember her being like naked in the train video, but that's not the one. This is where she goes, I'm a bitch, no, some for cocksucking motherfucker. Classic. And you don't hear that unless it's some kind of like single white female-y type fucking movie. But another one, Radiohead, Karma Police, and they were on their artistic shit since the beginning. I mean, they were one of the first ones to adapt, donate to get, you know, whatever records. You could give them whatever the fuck you want, you know, and which kind of, I guess, still connected with their more core fan base. I haven't really heard from them since Creep, to be honest with you. Notorious B.I.G.'s Hypnotize. This was just motherfucker was just passing out hits. And it's people, when you see people like that, like your Pacs, your Biggies, your Big Puns, where whatever the hell that they churned out, which is so dope, so monumental, it's just like, damn, like, are we gonna lose you soon? Because you're too awesome, you're too genius. And I'm not a Biggie fan per se. I mean, you hold the Biggie against Tupac, it'll be Tupac all day. I mean, but that's the same reason why I feel like we got motherfuckers like Kendrick. So every time he busts out with something, I'm like, damn, nigga, they haven't killed you yet? Ooh, I love you. God bless you. God wants you around. Another song too, fucking Green Day's Good Riddance. And if y'all remember every fucking teenage movie or a little speech that they give from the Valley of Victoria, and they fucking sing that Time of Your Life, that's a fucking song. And those, my friends, listeners, bullshit motherfuckers, those songs are 20 years old now. If you're not old enough to know these songs, look them up. And if you are and you remember these, remember, you fucking old, dog. You old, ho? You old. I'm old. God bless us.